everyone, and welcome to episode 232 of Fans of Power. I'm Joe Amato, and I'm here with the day after birthday boy, Nasty Nathan Kennedy. So happy belated birthday, Nate.
Thank you, sir. It was a good day yesterday.
All right. So any, just do any fireworks or nothing like that, or what?
No, having 3 dogs, fireworks is kind of like a kind of thing. But there were people in the neighborhood that were letting them off, and then they had like the big one for our town, but they didn't have like people there like they usually do. But they decided to shoot them up higher than they usually do, so more people could see them, and I could see it through the tree line. But I'm not like big into fireworks. Like they're fine, okay. But it's kind of like once you've seen a decent one, you've kind of seen them all. Is that?
No, as long as nothing flew on your house or anything or caused any damage. So, all right.
No, lucky enough to do that. But I guess before you get into the chat room as well, since yesterday was my birthday, I got a gift from Adam Gabbard. I did pre-open it just so we don't get all the tearing and package ripping getting into the mic. So
all right, let's see what you got.
So Adam, I wanna thank you for getting me this. It's got a
hope he sends you a big box of crap or something.
No, we got Master Universe movie T-shirt with that beautiful artwork. So Adam, I appreciate you sending me that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that was mighty nice of you.
Yeah, that's all right. It is. That's always a cool design. That's a cool piece. So you'll be wearing that next week?
I can.
All right, there you go. You gotta represent the stuff that you get. When you get something cool, you gotta show it. So, all right. No, that is cool of them. So, all right. I didn't send you nothing. So, speaking of that, no.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome. Anytime, buddy. Let me say hello at least to the people that I can see right now, the participants, which are Adam Gabbert, Daniel Carhunen, Febmon, JSP. I was ready to say Joe Amato. Jesus God, I'm out of it. Papa Hud 69, Spider, Zen Brown, and Zentron. Those are everybody that I've seen so far that was as for participants. I don't know if the chat room might have had more that popped up and I might have missed. So if I did, I apologize. But we have a couple things, a couple topics today. We'll be doing the Masters of the Universe magazine issue 2, which will be some fun stories for that damn magazine, but also some hands-on showing the Masters of the Universe Origins, He-Man and Skeletor, which David Clark was cool enough to have got those for me when they had those on that weird sporadic pop-up on the Walmart website. Like I said, these things are coming to the stores soon, but Walmart's been having this thing where just sporadically, and I almost thought somebody said for the other stuff that's popped up, which has been the Sky Sled with Prince Adam, Battle Cat, Beastman, and I think maybe a couple others, that it's like, one a day or something insane. I don't know, but trust me, when they're at the stores, they'll be at the stores and you'll be able to get them. But
hopefully,
hopefully, because I'll tell you what, and I'm going to talk about that comic too, because I know you and Tyler, you mentioned it and I never read it or anything. And what's up, Grimbot and Mr.
Just what a like the.
Yeah, I want to talk about that comic. It is so. Well, we'll get to that part.
Yeah.
But first, okay, like I said, here is He-Man, and like I said, I think it is kind of cool how they added the extra little studs in the back. It's like, all right, that's cool. I've seen that in some of the early mini comics. But I love the figures. I love the style of them. I'm still not really sold on the He-Man face. Yeah. It's different. But here's the thing.
He just looks like he's constipated or like the turd's like stuck and it's not coming out.
You know what's weird about it?
He just looks bummed out.
The original He-Man, he's got kind of the angry face, but it works. Something's missing the mark. Now, I understand this is a new line.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting to have the vintage He-Man head and vintage Skeletor head, because then what the hell is the sense of a new line? So I understand that. But I was still expecting something a little better than this. Otherwise, I do like the figures. I do like, that they have a little more posability. You get He-Man in cooler poses. Cool. So, like I said, I think when it starts moving forward, hopefully I'll not be as nitpicky. Well, I don't even want to say nitpicky on the faces. A lot of people have, said they're not super fans, but what the hell. But now let me get that sumbitch. Where'd I put him? Oh, Skeletor. Oh, Lordy. And this is where I'm going to need you after I'm done talking. Yeah. I need you to post up a picture. Yeah. I feel like when I seen this, and get ready, people, Skeletor's walking into Snake Mountain. It's all quiet. Suddenly he gets into one of the rooms and you hear them say, "Surprise!" And this is the face you get. What in the hell? This is what annoys me. Again, not expecting the vintage Skeletor head, but couldn't they came up with something that doesn't look like he was just at a surprise birthday party? I am not a fan. This open mouth and those super
and it's
wide eyes.
Not even like you said. You said this last week. If it were posable, then it wouldn't be a problem because you can either have that face or just a closed mouth. But
exactly, it's like the jaw should have been posable.
Yeah.
This was not a good decision. I don't know how this was okayed. Again, not pissing all over to be an ass or nothing, but this is your highlight main villain, and this should have been a lot different. So when I got this, I made a head. Again, I'm not saying mine's perfect, but in my opinion, I thought when it does come up, because I know I'm on the 30-second delay, Nathan's going to throw up a picture here. I figured Skeletor's mouth, you could have it a little open. I still would prefer the posable jaw, but a little open. But if anything, make the eyes a little more angry. It's like, get some angry eyes. So I sent Nathan a photo, which he'll be popping up here in a second, where it's going to show the...
Yeah, it's up there now. That looks a hell of a lot better. It really does.
And I appreciate it. And like I said, and this is not me being like, hey, look at my great fucking work. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, yeah, why couldn't his eyes be a little, angrier? Have the mouth slightly open, but in a different expression, that open jaw. And the other big thing is, you notice underneath here, this is my biggest pet peeve too. Well, you can see it on the figure, and then I'll show it later again. But
I mean, you can already tell the difference, like under the chin. You've gone
when did Skeletor? Right, it's like he's always had his hood cloth under his chin. What was that decision about? Oh, thank you, everybody. I do appreciate it. They're saying really kind things in chat.
When you look at it in the picture right here, I don't know if it's just you needed to turn the head that came with the Origins figure a little bit more, but it looks like it's just shifted over slightly.
Well, to be honest, you could pop that off now so I can show the rest, but I do appreciate you showing that. But that would have been so much more impressive to have a mean, angry, new-looking Skeletor. If you're doing a new Skeletor, have him intimidating so it's memorable, not only for us who have supported this property all these years, but for the new fans. I mean, don't have kids looking at it like, hey, it's my buddy Skeletor. Look how happy he is. But yeah, the head, you're right, it looks like it's shifted over, but the head's it does go into a lot of different poses, and it can shift sideways, but look underneath. Like I said, not having the cowl underneath complete the chin, it just looks incomplete. It doesn't look right. I don't get it. So again, I'm very happy with the style of figure. I love it. It's a good feel, and kids should enjoy it as well. But your two flagship characters of the hero and the villain, I wish a little more effort was put into the heads. So just my opinion, not being a dick, but I wish they could have did something different to those heads.
Just being a slight dick.
Slight dick. So, but I do appreciate what everybody said in the chat room. Now, quickly, I didn't read all of it. Now, Grimbot in the chat room sent it to us, but like I said, I didn't look at all of it, and I know that you and Tyler read, the whole thing. But this whole 6-issue Quick is Piss comic. I mean, again, it's like this is all the faith they have in children is 6 pages of so quick, and half the time it seems like they don't even know what they're saying. Like the dialogue is just, it's not matching to the tone of what is really happening. It's just, and like there's this one dynamic pose I'm going to try to get here where, okay, you see Prince Adam running to turn into He-Man. Now, I don't know what angle this is showing. I think I'm in reverse. I don't know. But it's supposed to be getting across the image of Adam running and sliding, and he's going to turn into He-Man. But the way that it's laid out, it's like, why are you showing it in a reverse order? As we look at comics, we go left to right, so we're looking left to right. So when we look at the picture, we're seeing him already slid, but then you look back to see him, running. They should have had it to where he was starting his run to the left, ran to the right. But my other biggest pet peeve, which shows the people writing this don't have the love and don't get it. There is a panel where Skeletor says, "Meow, Evelyn, get us out of here." And I was like, fuck, I'm done. Yep. You actually put Meow in a comic which has never existed.
It's canon now.
Unreal.
It's canon. Well, you have on the cover, that's where they fixed it, right? Because I know that they had that original, and it looked
the original googly-eyed one, I think, was just early samples, maybe for people to review or get, or hands-on stuff. But this one is the corrected eyes. But that's all the faith they have in kids is 6 pages of the quickest dialogue nonsense It's sad. I feel bad. I mean, God, they at least had faith in us, even when some of the stories were confusing and convoluted back then. At least it was more than 6 pages, and they tried to give you something. But 6?
Yeah.
That's all you get is 6?
We talk about it so much, it just the idea of
just had to get that there, buddy. Dear God,
if
canon and a comic
for them to go back and they're like, all right, we're doing the 5.5 again, but here's what you get. We've already seen how Trapjaw looks. I'm not really a fan of that face either. Skeletor's face leaves a lot to be desired, and then to pack a comic in, like, yeah, you want the new audience, but they also at the same time they know who they're catering to mainly, right? It's the old fan base. So
true, and it is.
And why do something like that and kind of almost half-ass it in a sense, and now people, like, you're just asking for it, you know? And it's not that people want to, like, complain, but as we said last week, there is kind of that line of, like, if you're just feeding everything that they're giving you, you're like, I don't really know. Smells like shit, but whatever, I'll eat it anyway, you know, because you want to keep the line alive or whatever. And that's when they kind of
I just wish they would respect that. No, you're right. Respect the fans that you know are going to be there. You know we're going to be buying the stuff, but also have faith in the kids in a new generation. Is that all they think kids can process brain-wise, is to look at 6 pages of that silliness? And like I said, the dialogue, I mean, it's horribly written, but it shows the lack of true fandom in it. And I was so pissed for Mia, because now that unfortunately is canon when it's never been canon. But these idiots I seen it on YouTube. Somebody said he goes Mia, and they're making 100 shirts that say it.
Yeah.
But he's never said it ever. What's up, JSP?
That's what we have to look forward to, I imagine, with Kevin Smith's show. Because
I hope not. I pray he doesn't put that in there. I pray, because I know he jokes said it, but
I feel pretty certain that it will be. I don't know.
I think he's going to avoid it. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to be. So hopefully we won't hear meow. But otherwise, I do love these figures. I love the figures, just not a fan of those 2 heads. And hopefully all the other ones come out. I think I'll enjoy them a little more. Maybe I won't, be as nitpicky. But 2 flagship characters, definitely. There should have been something, bam, striking to say, wow.
And that's Skeletor. The beauty of it, though, is with the customization that you can do with the figures. So I'm sure you'll start to rake in a lot of money. People are like, give me the good Skeletor head.
I'll be honest, I got a lot of requests for that head, and sure, good for me, but I would rather it be official. Oh, yeah. And as for saying canon, I was speaking, Grim, about how they put MYAH in the new mini comic with the figures. So Skeletor has now officially said Mia in canon, and now it's there. So whereas it's never been in a mini comic ever, now it's there officially. Yeah. So unfortunate.
But like, if you guys don't like stuff, like, speak up about it. Don't just sit there and take it either. That's kind of the
right, because I agree.
Yeah, fandom is just weird in that regard, because you've seen how things can change, like with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, right? Like,
true.
But, I mean, does that necessarily change the quality of the movie itself? No, the movie's probably like mediocre to not too great. I don't know. I haven't watched it.
But it's what we always had. Oh, I'll let you know. I seen the Sonic movie and I really enjoyed it for what it was. Yeah, I did enjoy it. Yes, and I did enjoy it. And excuse me, I was going to say Skeletor. If Sonic looked the other way, it could have took me out of the moment. Yeah. See, you got to have, when you have a movie or comics or toys or anything, something that looks good that brings you in and then keeps you there. And if that Sonic from the start looked like how he originally was, I was like, I can't even feel like that's Sonic. Right. So you're right. Fandom, yes, they can be positive. Like, they're passionate. It's not like we're wanting to be like dicks and be mean, but we want our prop. Yeah,
for sure. Some definitely are. I'm not.
Some can, agreed. Some can get really nasty, but otherwise, we're passionate because it's something we loved our whole life. We've been supporting our whole life, and we're just wanting to see treated with some respect to what the source material and anything is. Yes, there could be variations in looks, but when things look so bad, when they sound bad, when you're doing nonsense stuff, it'll piss anybody off. So we only want the best for this. So not only, of course, we'll enjoy it, but we want a new generation. But if a new generation looks and they're like, oh, this is silly, I'm not feeling this. Like I said, when you start off with your first mini comic being that goofy, it's like, kids were thinking, hey, what if there were some kids thinking, I want to read a really good comic. This would be awesome. They look like that comic's stupid, and let's throw it over their shoulder and go to the toys. But
and it just boggles my mind a little bit that for them to bring this back, that they aren't reaching out further to people that have been associated with the property in an official capacity, like a James or Danielle or Val. Just be like, hey, what would your and we don't know. Maybe they have. Maybe there have been conversations, and we don't know that. It's all speculative and rumor, innuendo, or whatever the Conrad Thompson.
Yeah, but you're right.
Does,
having real fans does help.
You have that talent that's already established, working with this property. Why not? Ask them. They're like, hey, we're doing this. We're doing mini comics. Hey, let's get your input. Let's help. And it just seemed completely like, nah, we're gonna do this instead.
I'll never understand it. I just won't. And Grimbot said, unfortunately, Meow was in the Multiverse comics. See, I don't even remember. The thing is, I try to wipe all that crap. I've already
forgot about that.
Yeah, see, just that quickly. Just like this one, it'll be forgotten. Right. But, well, there's that. Like I said, great figures design-wise. Yes, I'm loving them. The heads on those two, questionable. Still be a fun line. Can't wait till they come in the stores and get all them little bastards. But now we'll talk, and we'll get into this magazine because you said you want to experience what I experienced as a kid along with reading it. But there's some good stuff in this magazine, and you'll see why some of my pages are not in here when we get to this. So I'll let you start it.
All right,
you'll see.
Here we are, issue 2. Does this, I guess on here it doesn't have, so this, you said we're talking like seasonal, so this would have come out in the spring.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. It doesn't even say spring yet. It should say spring right like on my, hold on. See,
interesting.
Where it says spring?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's not there. So spring 1985, which...
Can you see something really close on mine that might be different? I told you my anger thing about winning a contest a while back. Can you notice something on here?
Well, the way that the screen is on here, not really. What?
Okay, hold on. Which way should I go? Can you see any stamps? Like stamps on the... Oh, you should.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. All right.
This was the victim. This was one of my first victims of my insanity when I got those stupid 2 stampers when I thought I was going to win the whole collection. This magazine has it on a couple pages, but go ahead.
I went ahead and skimmed through this. I feel like this issue is a little bit weaker in terms of issue 1. I feel like issue 1 had a little more to offer in terms of like puzzles and things like that. Sort of
stories were at least a little better in this, though. And
well,
at least the art.
We
didn't even acknowledge the posters for issue 1 by the beautiful. Beautiful.
Hey, do not fret. I have them at the very end here, so we will make sure that we cover the posters that came with this issue because total lapse last time. But I'll go ahead and flip over. We already had the conversation about the Secret Wars before, so we don't really need to dig into that too much. But here we go. We get the letter from He-Man. Is it essentially like they put the verbiage in there that, or is that essentially what it's like in every issue? It's like, here's how to take these out.
Well, since you haven't read them all, I won't ruin it for you to say that it could be similar, maybe just slightly switched up a little bit, but
it kind of looks like in the second paragraph here, it does like the Roboto word search and some of the others say the floating visions that we saw in there. Yeah. So it pretty much always had that kind of little beginning where it was He-Man, letter to He-Man, or like I said, might be switched up a little later, which you'll see eventually. But it always gave you an idea of what's going to be the in the issue, and like I said, you always get. I know. I like, once again, they put the safety information here at the bottom so you can safely take out the posters. I imagine that there were kids that didn't follow this or let a parent know and try to do it themselves. And
that's why I'm not really showing my magazine too much to you, because half the pages fell out because trying to take out the staples. I ripped half the stuff.
There we go. There we go.
It's because here's my... here's my page with He-Man. When I get to the other page, you'll see the contents page. So, a lot of the pages just fell out because I don't know. I was an idiot.
Oreos. I got some Oreos actually in the pantry, And we got a little word thing here, which once we get to number 5, you can use your own imagination with any 4-letter word that you would like to use. But
I never filled mine in. Mine isn't filled in. I do not have that page filled in.
I mean that's good. But we got unscrew, and it sounds kind of dirty too. Unscrew it, lick it, munch it, crunch it, dunk it, eat it. You know, it's kind of yeah.
I thought they might even said that in the commercials at one time. I thought they used to mention that. Maybe. I thought there was a commercial. I remember where I thought they said dunk it, eat it, but I could just maybe have read that too many damn times. I'm not sure. I'll let you get
Oreos are good. Page. Are you an Oreo guy, or are you more of like a Chips Ahoy? Because that was always like the two main...
I never liked the Oreos cream. I remember I just scraped it off. I hated that cream, and I would just eat the cookie. Absolutely hated the cream. I always thought, why didn't they just sell the Oreo cookies and then have the cream off to the side? And for those who want to dunk it, dunk it. But I was like, I hated that damn white. Hated that white.
That's really weird.
Yep, couldn't stand it. Still don't. So anytime I get an Oreo, I scrape that white off. Yeah, scrape the white right off.
Okay.
Throw it in the trash.
That's for someone that seems like he would just eat anything. For that to be the one thing you're like, no, I can't do that. That just seems really strange to me.
It is weird, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Yeah.
So in this,
disappointed people in the chat room. Go ahead.
In this issue, we get the letter from He-Man, the He-Man mailbox, Orko Earth report. Which once we get to that, I was a little disappointed by the Earth report in this issue. The He-Man of the issue, which we'll read. Floating Visions, Assault on Castle Grayskull, the Duke of Lauren, which I have some questions about as well. What's wrong with these warriors? And Roboto word search, which we're not going to do the word search. That would be kind of fun.
And I did not fill mine in, so you're going to see some things when I show. When you ask, I'll show you what some of my pages look like. But I guess the first thing we'll get to will be the He-Man mailbox, but we'll get a letter. Somebody sent a letter to somebody, and that person shared it with me. So I'll wait till you get it up on the screen because I have a 30-second delay.
All right. Move some things around. All right. There we go. The letter is on the screen, so we kind of caught wind, and Orko shared with us the letter that was mailed to him. And
which was really cool. Yeah, Orko was pretty excited. He got this letter, and he said, Joe, he said, I want you to share this on Fans of Power and read it. And this, Spider Rat in the chat room, this is a letter from his daughter. So here we go. Hello, Orko. My name is Ivalise Mary Ann Gottabed. I am 6. How old are you? I am a big fan. And she did this amazing little picture of Orko, so that's really cool. So Ivy, just want to let you know, Orko said he's going to send you something special in the mail. He'll let you know about how old he is and something little cool that you might like. So we wanted to share the first letter that Orko has gotten, I think, in, over 30 years, Nathan?
Yeah. Wow, actually, it would be longer than that. Let's see, spring. Well, when the magazine ended in what, 86? 87?
God, I almost thought it went. Yeah, I thought it went to 87 for some reason. I thought it went on. So it's been
about 33 years.
Yeah, been a long time. So he wanted me to share this on the podcast. So Ivy, thank you. And Orko was really excited to get this letter, and he's going to send something special to you. But she's 7 now. Yeah, I forgot. It was her birthday just at the end of last month. So she's 7 now. She wrote this when she was 6, but she's 7 now. So yeah, again, a happy belated birthday, Ivy. So keep an eye out from something from Orko. So that was the newest letter ever. Now we'll go to the letters from the past. Let's see how these other kids did with their letters. Let's see if they're just as good.
Well, first off, I want to say that Ivy is way better at drawing than Matthew Metz was, because I don't know what that's. I'm assuming that's supposed to be Skeletor.
Yeah, that's supposed to be Skeletor. Like I said, we can read some of these if you want.
Oh,
you
yeah,
go ahead, you read one, I'll read one. But
of course. Well, we'll just skip Matthew. I think the drawing speaks for itself. Let's go to Aileen. Is Aileen Pagan from Bronx? I think you're cute, and Orko is adorable. If I lived on Eternia, I'd be fighting on your side. I would be Tila, of course. I really enjoyed your magazine, especially the posters inside. I am in 6th grade, so...
She sounds like a good fan. She sounds like a good fan. And then we get... But we get some people, let's see, who we got here? Dear He-Man, if I could help you on Eternia, I would break into Snake Mountain and get rid of Skeletor. I'm going to collect Masters of the Universe posters from your magazines. I am 10 years old. And that's Kevin Jones from Geneva, Indiana. So it sounds like another good kid. There's some good kids in there, and there's some in here I think
hear
are
that,
little
He-Man?
shits.
Kevin's willing to go and murder Skeletor just for you because he likes you so much. Kyle.
There you go.
Kyle Martin from Oklahoma. Dear He-Man, Orko is funny when his magic goes wrong. I have an idea for a new hero. His name is Color Man, and he changes colors. First he is red, then he changes to blue or purple. I am 7 years old.
Kyle, that is a horrible fucking idea. I hope he's still out there. What a terrible thing. I'm Color Man. I'm red. I'm green. Oh, who's that guy? What a terrible idea. God damn. So, Kyle, I hope you're listening. That was bad.
I mean,
bad as shit. How did that get published?
It would make sense if he could be like a chameleon and actually blend in with the background, but to just be like one solid color, that doesn't.
I'm red. I'm blue. I'm green. No.
That doesn't work at all. That Buzz-Off drawing is pretty good though, from Morgan.
Oh shit, Morgan's the best. Yeah, he's the best. And shit, he said for 3 years in a row, he said, I got straight A's in school. I think that's a He-Man accomplishment. I'm 11 years old, and I think you're terrific. You know what? Morgan's somebody I believe in because he's talking with confidence, and that Buzz-Off, that's a good ass
Buzz-Off.
Do we know
that is indeed a boy? Morgan can be a girl as well.
Oh, yeah, well, you're right, could be. And you're probably not going to be able to see it too well. Well, this is one of my ripped out pages. But that Buzz-Off has my Buzz-Off stamp next to it too. So I did the stamp right next to the Buzz-Off. So I told you this magazine.
Were you saying anything while you were doing this? Were you like screaming?
I was probably just I was angry, Nathan. I mean, I literally was just stamping every damn thing. I was mad. I was in a rage. I was really in a rage with that. Thinking I'm going to get the whole collection. I get 2 stampers. So it definitely got its use. So, all right. I'll let you get back to it.
This comes from Charlie Turner. Someone else from Oklahoma. What was that? Chickasaw?
Chickasaw? Yeah, okay. I thought it was Saw, but go ahead.
I am 8 years old. I play football, and I am a center. I am quick to snap the ball to the quarterback. I tell everyone that I am a He-Man center.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something. The JSP said it was 1998 or 1988 was the final issue, so I thought it was going a little bit further. That was just my memory lapse. Thank you, JSP, for that. And this one is the lionest little bastard in the whole magazine is, Dear He-Man, I am 4 years old. No, you're not 4 years old. There's no way you wrote this. Your mom or dad wrote it, but I'm going to finish. Dear He-Man, I am 4 years old, and since I can't come to Eternia, I would like you to come to my house. You can bring Skeletor, Tila, Orko, Fisto, Stridor, and Battlecat. I think your friends and my friends would have fun playing together. That's Brian Scobler.
But why a bunch of heroes and then Skeletor as well? Like, are you wanting him to tear your house up?
Exactly. I think he's a little liar. I ain't no 4-year-old kid wrote that letter with that much detail and thought. That was his mom or dad, so little bastard.
We get a break in between the page letters to get the don't miss out on the action. Make sure you subscribe today. Only 4 issues for $6, which is a hell of a deal. Yep. I don't know what. Yes, I guess someone in the chat can kind of calculate how much $6 would equate to in 2020 money.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So let's get to the next Dear He-Man page.
Yeah, not a bad drawing of He-Man and Orko right here, and the trap jaw looks a little old and saggy, but
yeah. Well, the one who did the He-Man and Orko were I think he was 12 or something, so he put some good detail.
Yeah, he says this is from Chris Logan, which Muskegon, Michigan, isn't that where?
Muskegon. Yeah.
I'm terrible at pronunciating.
You're fine.
But isn't that I feel like I know someone that's from there. Anyway,
Jeremy DeWitt. I think Jeremy DeWitt's from.
Well, I didn't want to say specifically because now people.
Oh yeah, we're going after him.
Maybe they discuss that kind of thing on their show. Dear He-Man, I think you're great. I am 12 years old, and my mom and I watch your show every day. She really likes Orko too. At my school, I am the best artist in my class. How do you like that? That's exceptional.
I believe him.
I believe him.
I believe him.
Not like that 4-year-old kid that wants Skeletor to come to his house.
Exactly. This guy, I could believe it. So, Chris, he did a great one. Now we come to something interesting. I like this one. This one's from Rodney Niles, Adrian, Michigan. Rodney, I hope you're listening, buddy, old pal. I'm going to have to give you some shit. Dear He-Man. I can't even finish this. Hold on. Some may think I'm too old to collect Masters of the Universe stuff. You know what I'm getting to. Hold on. Some may think I'm too old to collect Masters of the Universe stuff, but I think you're a real hero. I watch your show every day, and I thought the posters in the magazines were great. I am trying to make a copy of your sword in school. In case you were wondering, I'm 15 years old.
So, Joe, you wrote this.
You're
Rodney Niles from Adrian, Michigan.
I want to basically say, yeah, Rodney, you are too old to be writing to He-Man. And 15 years old at the time, like I said, that's at that time. It went from toys to went to video games to went to searching for the honey pot. But if this is it right here for poor Rodney, god damn, yeah, you were too old to be doing it. But now we can do it as we're adults. We can go back and reminisce and have fun. But at that time, 15, Rodney, I don't know. God damn.
Joe needed to retroactively come find him and be like, hey, man, you got to go hang out at this apple tree. I'm telling you.
Come back around there. I got to show you these right here on the go. You see them lovely ladies right there. But no, so yeah, Rodney, you were too old to write that fucking letter.
If I were 15, I wouldn't have been writing to the Master Universe magazine.
Could you imagine them at school? Look, they published my magazine, or my letter in the He-Man magazine. And everybody in class looks, what the fuck are you talking about? Probably got the shit kicked out of him, too. Poor kid. God bless you, Rodney.
I'm getting a little bit of conflicting reports, but anywhere between $13 to $14 in today's money is how much that would cost.
Okay.
But yeah, 15 too much. I'm going to go with Todd Loftus over here in Aberdeen, Ohio.
Okay.
I really like your magazine. Like the posters in the first issue, and would like to see more. Well, you're in luck, Todd, because they came pretty much with every issue. Someday, I'd like to go to Eternia, visit Castle Grayskull, and meet you. I would also like to meet Tila, because I think she's cute. I'm 5 years old. Todd, you got good taste.
Look at that, 5 years old. He's already
5 years old. He already knows where the apple tree is. Rodney?
He's already ahead of damn Rodney at 15. Todd right there, 5 years old. This kid's in the game.
He knows what's up.
He does. So that's a good kid. Todd's a good kid. Let's see. Christina Brewer from Houston, Texas. Dear He-Man, I have your first magazine, and I love the puzzles. I read your stories all the time. I like you very much because you are a good man. I'm 5 years old. So I said it's a young girl right there, a nice girl, Christina Brewer. See, head on her shoulders at 5 years old. That was a nice letter, too.
Sorry, I'm still just... But between him being 15 and saggy Trapjaw over here, it's kind of, this page is pretty funny to me. From Matthew McGlane, sorry, he's not no relation.
Officer McLean, is
no
this
relation.
John McLean?
No, yeah.
From? Oh, go ahead.
Dear He-Man, I'm 9 years old and I like your magazine a lot. I hope you beat Skeletor and his evil friends. I like it when you say by the power of Grayskull.
Another good kid. I think Matthew's a good kid. I'm going to save the Trapjaw one for you. I think you might have fun with it. So I'll get to Jonathan Mills from Martin, Georgia. Dear He-Man, I want to say hello to you and Orko and Tila. My brother and I watch your show every day, and I play He-Man a lot. I'm getting to something. You're going to hear me say something here in a second. He says, I play He-Man a lot. I am 4 years old. When we play Masters of the Universe...
Well, his brother's 3, and he is 4.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, let me say it. I play He-Man a lot. Matthew is 3 years old, and I am 4 years old. When we play Masters of the Universe, I play you. Did you just catch that, people? This is what I've said before a million times. When we were growing up back in the day, we played with He-Man. Sometimes even saying Masters of the Universe, but always said play He-Man. It's the only time you're going to hear me say it on the show. We did not play MOTU. This is why I hate saying MOTU out loud. It's an abbreviation for Masters of the Universe for a quick search when you're on the internet. It is not meant to be said out loud. It sounds stupid. It sounds horrible. If you don't like it, I don't care. I hate hearing MOTU because we didn't say, I'm going to play MOTU with my friends. No, it's I'm going to play He-Man or I'm going to play Masters of the Universe. This is a good kid. Jonathan Mills, you and your brother, good kid.
I think someone probably did. Someone out there somewhere probably called it MOTU.
Oh,
because, well, I mean, with anything, like, I called Nintendo, but there were people that called it NES, and then you have those really weird people that just call it NES.
No,
so,
no real He-Man fan said
I'm saying, like, I feel like...
Oh my God, that's the most I've ever said that damn word out loud. I feel sick after saying it, so, oh God. Go ahead, you can enjoy the Trapjaw one. Go on, that's
old saggy Trap over here. This comes from Jeffrey Chobin from Chicopee, Massachusetts. Dear He-Man, here's a picture of Trapjaw. I am 8 years old, and I collect Master Universe figures. I am looking forward to more of your magazines.
Well, you know what? If that kid really did draw that at 8 years old, not bad.
I mean, it's honestly probably better than I could have done at 8 years old.
Yeah.
My drawings.
I agree.
My drawings are pretty shit when I was a kid.
No, I mean, I was.
I'm sure yours were immaculate and great, Joe.
No. Mine were bad then, and they were still bad right now. So, yeah. So that was the letter section. Some kids, I think, telling the honest truth. Some full of shit, and some.
Yeah. There ain't no way that 4-year-old kid wrote that letter. No way. And
then
Rodney, you got to get your shit together.
God
so
damn, Rod.
If Rodney was 15 here, and this is spring of '86.
Well, 35 more years. He's 50 years old now.
50 years old.
Let's find 50-year-old Rodney on Facebook and have a discussion with him.
So, someone look up Rodney on Facebook. See if we can
find it. Something they do.
Be like, did you realize? Were you really? Come on, man.
His profile picture is this letter section. He's kept up.
He's still just hanging on to that. That was like his one thing. I was in this magazine once. That's like Joe and his Spider-Man jacket all over again.
Yeah, it's just as bad. You think I'm bad every time he tries to pick up a woman or something. That's, hey, did you know I was published in the Masters of the Universe magazine? She's like, that's pretty good. I got to go to the bathroom. And then she disappears every time out to dinner. Oh, Jesus. All right, let's get to the next page.
Two chances to win in every box. Play the Nerds Double Chance Instant Win Sweepstakes, so we can get a video recorder camera with a 19-inch TV, which I love the wood paneling, like that fake ass wood paneling. I love TVs like that.
We had that.
Well, we used to have the big huge floor model. That like was probably, I bet the screen was probably only 19 inches as well, but it had so much space off to the sides with like the speakers, and then like how this one has here with the buttons.
I was just saying.
Yeah. Oh,
look at how big and clunky everything was. I mean, look at the VCR. I mean, just murder somebody with that thing. God, the stereo music system, second prize, a cordless telephone that I probably still use.
Man, it was a huge deal in our house when we went from a corded phone to like a cordless phone. It was unbelievable. And especially when I got a phone in my room, I was like, oh, it's the little things that blow your mind when you're a kid. Third prize is just a camera that almost looks like a disposable camera, honestly, but it's a Canon. The text.
I still got some disposable cameras, I think.
Really?
Really? Yeah. I'll try to even get pictures. I think I still have some.
I can't imagine what you took pictures of on that thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is that for the sixth prize? Because when I try to zoom in, it's kind of like blurry on my.
That is a Nerds rainbow scented stamper.
Oh, that's what you need.
Stamper.
That's what you need.
More nightmares.
Sixth prize for Joe MOTU.
Yeah, Jesus guy. But I'll tell you what, man, did I love Nerds. Nerds were the thing when those came out.
They're good.
This side had this flavor. I remember just wanting to rip the top, just pour them out. God, they're still good.
They are.
I'll pick up some Nerds once in a while. Yeah.
Well, usually when I go to get Halloween candy, I get the one that's got like Nerds and Laffy Taffy and all that stuff like mixed in there.
Oh, is it like a rope or something?
No. It's just where you can get like the variety pack where it's like just a small version. So it's got like the grape and strawberry Nerds. You got some Laffy Taffy that's in there. What else is in there? There's a couple other candies that are there too.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? When we get to Orko's Earth Report, I remember this was one of the most unenthused reports. I remember I hated it for this month. I just never wanted to return to it. It was just so boring. It's like nothing on these 2 pages appealed to me at all. I'm curious to see if the chat room did. There's nothing. I was like, oh, St. George and the Dragon for a book. Oh, Gorgons. What the hell is this movies? Baby. All right, celebrities. It's the guy with the fucking tiger. And then Jim Henson's The Ghost of Thomas Kemp. I was like, what is this shit? What is any of this? So if people in the chat room really loved it, that'd be great. But I was like, I can't picture anybody thinking, wow, I can't wait to see all this shit.
We need more Joey Lawrence. Damn it. More Joey Lawrence.
It was just
in my
it
Earth
really
report.
Sucked.
Yeah, there's just nothing here. Like
boring.
I don't eat like the ghost of Thomas of what Kemp.
Mm.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know any of this stuff. Like I said, none of this.
Let us know in the chat room if you guys like recognized any of that stuff, because
I'd love to know, because that's what I mean. It was all so bad that obviously I never wanted to pursue seeing any of this. So I've never seen, read, or know any of the crap they're talking about right now. Well, Zen Brown says he remembers that baby movie. Yeah, maybe you can let us know if it was any good, Zen Brown, because none of this looks like it was fun at all.
Well, speaking of fun, how about the bravery on Wallowa Lake with Kurt?
I'll let you read this one. It's not as convoluted and full of shit as the first guy.
You know what? I think this one's just as full of shit.
Do you? Well, we'll see. Go ahead.
All right. So, Kurt Erler?
Sure.
Anyway, I'll just call him Kurt. Our Super He-Man of the issue has many different talents. He's a terrific athlete, a great pianist. That's just a terrible word because it never sounds like how you're wanting it to sound. Anyway.
So far he sounds like a nerd, so he's almost believable, but keep going.
And an honor roll student. Kurt also loves animals, and when an animal needed his help, Kurt was there. One very cold morning, Kurt was walking up to Wallowa Lake near his home in Joseph, Oregon. He noticed that Baby, a tame deer from the wildlife refuge nearby, was following him. At the frozen lake, Baby started walking across the ice. Suddenly, the ice cracked, and Baby fell into the freezing water. Kurt knew that if he didn't rescue the deer, she would freeze to death in minutes. Knowing that his life was at risk, Kurt carefully moved across the ice. When he reached Baby, he lay on his stomach and inched toward her. Luckily, after several attempts, he was able to grab Baby's legs and pull her to safety. When Baby was out of the water, ice immediately started forming all around her. I almost wanted to say foaming because, like, the words are like way smaller on here. Kurt took his jacket and sweatshirt and threw them over the deer, trying to keep her warm. With others helping, Kurt and Baby went back to his family's house to warm up. Now back to perfect health, Baby has become a special friend of Kurt's. Congratulations to Kurt for showing true He-Man strength and courage when he risked his own safety to save his animal friend. All right, first off, I think it's bullshit. Because I think...
You think he's got a stuffed head right there?
That's what it is. Like, his dad went out on a hunting trip. That is a wall-mounted deer. There's no way that is a baby deer. There's no way. It seems almost too big.
There's no way. How is it? Yeah, it's like there's no life around the neck. It doesn't...
It looks dead.
I don't know.
It looks dead. It's a wall-mounted deer head. That's all it is.
Could you imagine? They're like, why don't we see the whole picture? Because you're right, it's cut off at the bottom right there. So he said, let's make it a circle photo, just like this. I wanted to believe Kurt. I don't know. That photo, let's see if there's any deer experts out there. You think this is real? So, if anything, at least Kurt's story is a little more believable than the man saving his brother from a cougar or a lion.
Think about it. Look in the background. There's a Christmas tree. So obviously, like, unless this is at that rescue place and it's outside or like in a decently sized space, that's inside of a house. That's a deer head. It has to be. It has to be. Kurt, you're a liar.
We haven't found a truthful He-Man of the month yet. Hopefully next one. I can't even remember if it is, but I'd like to say maybe. I'm still going to say maybe Kurt attempted it and... Oh, wait. Hey, that's the thing. It says that, yes, he has him as a special friend, but I guess he never said that was. So the thing is, Kurt is a deer aficionado, him and his father. So while he might have saved the real baby... Yeah, this is just the head of one of his dad's prize deers. Like, okay, take a picture. Show them what you love deers. They don't know that it's stuffed.
No, so, there's no way. There's no way.
Right.
Because there's nothing else that really indicates either. I mean, it says here at the end, with others helping. There's no, like, you would think that, like, his dad was with him or something like that. Like, it doesn't add up. I'm not buying it.
Doesn't add up? So you're gonna say not buying it. Let me see. Let's see. Fedmon says, you know what? Some newspapers should have this archived on their website. You know, that's a possibility. Papa Hud said, give them the benefit of the doubt.
Can't do that.
Fedmon said, I bet if we did a newspaper search in their local newspaper site for that year, maybe we could prove he is lying. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if Danielle can do that microfiche stuff that she did when they were doing the Masters of the Universe newspaper book and all that research. Yeah, she's going to have to find out if these are lying bastards or if it's the truth, because, yeah, that would have made the paper. So there's your He-Man of the issue, and now we'll go to Floating Visions.
Does this actually work?
Well, let me see, because it's been years since I did it. As Orko slept one night, he dreamed of the time when he was a baby magician learning about how to float. At first, floating was very difficult because it took a lot of practice even to get up in the air. Other Eternians appeared in his dream, and they were trying to float too. But since they weren't magical like Orko, they couldn't get all the way off the ground. The harder they tried to float, the funnier they looked. Orko laughed so hard in his sleep that he woke himself up with a loud chuckle. Well, he thought, practice does make perfect, plus a little magic helps. Can you see who was trying to float with Orko and why Orko laughed so hard? Hint, pick up the magazine and hold it straight out in front of you. You may want to close one eye. Now can you see who needs help floating? Oh my God, Nathan, until I did it this way, I would have never guessed that's He-Man, Cringer, Teela, and Man-at-Arms. I mean, when I hold it this way, I don't know what the hell's going on. You can't recognize it, but this way, it's as clear as day. I'm
sure it is.
Look at that.
I'm sure it is.
Son of a bitch.
Can you, do it for the people at home. Spin it around towards the camera and kind of hold it up so they can see it too. Wow, look at that, guys.
Guys, isn't that unbelievable? Can you see now? Look at his He-Man. Look at that. You never would have known it all these years unless you held that. What a piece of shit. So, yeah, that wasn't fun at all.
I'm sure you loved it as a kid.
No, as a kid, that was another passing page where I was like,
another one that I'm surprised you didn't stamp all over that one, too.
Let me see. Nope, no stamp on that. And the comics, like I said, when we always get to the comics and the stories, we never read them in case if that's the time we'll do that in an upcoming episode. But this one, at least, the art was a little better, but it almost felt like it was by that one artist who was in the first issue with all them damn rock monsters that everything bled together. I was getting the same vibe here. All the colors were starting to blend, mute together. Yeah. Wasn't too bad, but hey, but that's what's weird. Let me see. How the hell am I missing that page? Am I out of order? I might be out of... what in the hell happened? Oh, no, there it is. Okay, I forgot it was my poster. I can open it.
Way to go, Joe.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell's going on? But, I mean, you did get at least a big, vast array of the characters in the story.
Yeah.
It's a fun... Like I said, we'll read it in another time, but it wasn't as bad as them damn rock monster ones or whatever the hell that was. That was terrible. This...
this is at least passable. You get Fisto in here, Triclops, Many-Faces. There's a good variety of characters.
The Flash Web Store. Yeah. I mean, you're getting a lot of people, and it's fun. As a kid, you could enjoy that one quite a bit. You even get a pissed off looking. I won't say that. Yeah, because it's something I mentioned in one episode, but I'll do it another time. But yeah, it wasn't bad. This was okay. I'll let you do it in passing as you go.
Yeah, I'm just kind of clicking through it here. It's not bad. Like you said, definitely better than what we got in the first issue, for sure.
Yeah, I wasn't being sarcastic, Papa Huzz. Don't tell me drop the sarcasm. I'm never sarcastic.
Now, was that like on this last page, it's kind of weird how the coloring would change though. Like with He-Man on the page before, he looked all right. Here, it's like he's got pink boots and stuff. What's up with that?
That's something we'd have to ask that colorist. And you know what's funny? I don't know if they would be around. I'd like to find it, but I think Cheryl Chalmers. She's the one that did the coloring on this. I always did wonder sometimes why colors would make something look vastly different in another page.
Are they just wanting it to blend in with the motif with the color palette for how everything else is presented? Because I'm just kind of flipping through it now, kind of going back and forth, and it just seems to have like that blue and pink hue throughout the whole thing in the background. Maybe they were just trying to make it seem like, I don't know, their outside surroundings were kind of giving them the tint. I don't know either. What is this? A Michael Mann movie where we're just going to have the blue tinted hue during like heat and things like that?
So I mean, some of these, when they were doing these in the magazines early on, they had that weird just blending together colors from the background to even the characters, and it just I know they tried to do things to offset stuff, but it just didn't work really well at times. Like when you eventually get to the next one, you get to the Duke of Lorne, which that one at least, okay, not many pictures. They're pretty prominent of looking how we'd think characters could kind of look. It wasn't blending. It's a quick story, but at least that one didn't annoy me as much. It was a quick one, but the Duke of Lorne, it wasn't that bad.
Hang on a second. I've got a thing from JSP. These guys have already investigated. Actually, let me just... It'll be easier for me to do here. It has to do with Kurt.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me scroll down here. I was trying to do it on my phone, but...
I'll move my magazine off to the side for a second.
So we do have the article here. It was a cold morning, only 20 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So he's basically recanting his story. Oh, and we do get the fuller picture, so it actually is the full deer as well.
It's a real... Well, see, look at that. Now, see, I'm gonna be the first to say, hey, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Nathan almost talked me into thinking it was fake, and I kind of was, but his story was believable. At least now we know the kid's a real hero. So now, what do you got to say about that, Nathan? Fuck him? No, I don't care.
Yeah, good for you.
No, that is cool to see that kid was a real hero. Now, of course, the other kid about being attacked by the lions and cougars and shit, that's still full of crap. There ain't no way that one's real. Yeah, if they find that out, that'd be unbelievable. That can't be real. No way.
Well, here, let me read the last paragraph to you. It took 2 days to get baby completely thawed out. People ask me what I would have done if the deer had fallen into the middle of the lake, but I can't completely answer that. I'm happy that she survived the ordeal, and she still comes to look into our kitchen window every day when she is hungry or lonely.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that it really is. I mean, that one, like I said, did seem believable, and to know it was, then I guess we do have... I guess we do. Man up.
And that, as JSP said, that comes from Boys Life magazine, so I guess that was... is this... like a boy's...
Thanks for going to do the research, JSP. That is cool. See, that is
Boys Life. Looking at that.
You know, I never read that. I've never read that magazine in my life. Yeah. No pun intended.
No,
but,
it just cool. Looks like a magazine geared towards boys.
Boys, yeah. And that's what I think I always love about the live show when we do stuff like this is that, you know, when we have the live chat and the interaction, and for somebody to do that, you know, for him to check that out, we appreciate that. And now we found out then, I guess, little fucker wasn't a liar. He was telling the truth.
Kind of disappointed now because I like the fact of him just being a liar. But I saw the full.
I wish that was.
I saw the full picture. That's just not a deer head. That's just an unfortunate cropping of a photo for the magazine. Damn.
Yep. All right. Well, there we go. Right, so, we can't always be.
So the Duke of Lauren. So I didn't look up this character of how do you pronounce it? Tabak.
Sure, Tabak.
Does this character ever show up in anything ever again, or is it...
Tabak, I think, is just here. I think this is the only time Which it's a quick little story. It's a fun one. It's one of the ones where, it's more dialogue than pictures. You got to use more of your imagination, but it doesn't hurt the eyes as much as the previous story did. So I enjoyed when they'd have things like that where it offset each other. Of course, I wish they would all be better to the eyes, but admittedly, later when we get to other issues, throughout the years, you'll see that, they started all looking much better. It wasn't so... I don't know, those pastel colors, I don't know what you want to call them. They feel like Easter-like. There's some of them colors that just look weird at times.
Yeah, I think even on the second page here, it looks a little bit better. In this especially. But this is kind of centered around Too Bad. And essentially like Orko's just gesturing for him. There's not too much to the story, really. I just sort of skimmed through it like 30 minutes before the show.
But fun stories, like I said, for especially kids back then. Something, but at least to where you kind of were interested in it, Unlike that 6-page nightmare that we got with the Origins figures. But shoot, they had more fun with these 3 damn pages than that 6 pages of just moronic stupidity garbage. Whatever. I'm not being mean.
I'm still kind of bummed out about Kurt and that being true.
It's like it's ruined. He's like,
I was really hoping that I was hoping JSP would just send me something that's like, this kid made the story up, and
not to happen.
Turns out he just discovered a dead body, and they had to switch it around. Yeah, that bumps me out.
That would have made it more interesting, like, well, Kurt found a dead body. He reported it. It was dumped off by the mob. But that would have been too much like, Mommy, I don't know what I'm reading in the magazine. The kids are freaking out or something. So, but Papa Hood said it'll be okay, Nathan. You just got to get over that shit.
On this last page here, this creature that's off like underneath He-Man, like He-Man's jumping down on. Is like what character is that? Like part of like Too Bad? Like because I know it said here on the page.
No, that's not part of Too Bad. I have no clue. In fact, hold on. This is what I wanted to show you.
Well, it says here, like on the page before, that Too Bad led his army. So is this like
I guess one of his army.
Like,
maybe.
well, I imagine that that's what it is. But I'm saying, is that part of like their race, or is this some other?
This is just
thing?
something just for this magazine. In fact, this is what I wanted to show you. I don't have that last page. And you're going to find out why when we get to the next page. And everybody's going to know why when we get to the next pages. That's when there's a few pages I'm missing out of this.
Oh, great. Well, I did want to point this out in the story because at the end, Tybok, whatever you want to call him, decides like, hey, here's a sword. Let's go ahead and fight. And Too Bad just ran away. So He-Man says, you see, all bullies are really cowards at heart. Without his army facing a fair 1-to-1 fight, Too Bad was afraid and ran away. So,
well, I haven't. Like I was always under the impression.
I was always under the impression that if, like, someone's bullying you for so long and you're tired of taking their shit, you just punch them in the face and then see if they continue to bully you. That's kind of how I was.
Well, everybody's different. You're right. I wasn't the person that.
That's sort of what was instilled in me as a kid.
But everybody's different, so you got to have some, these nice morals in here. Some kids tried another way. Others were angry like us.
Did I tell the story about my cousin that used to bully me when we were kids all the time? Like, I mean, from the time we were like 3 until this certain scenario happened, anytime I was around him, he always pestered me. He would like punch me, like flick me in the ear. Like, well, not punching me in the face, but like punching me in the arm real hard, or like flicking me in the ear. Like he kicked me a few times when we would like play, and I never did anything. And my dad was like, right. "You gotta stand up for yourself." So, I had it.
Tell me you punched him in the throat or kicked him in the balls. It's got to be one of those.
I'm getting there. So,
okay.
He was living with my grandparents at the time, and he had a Nintendo over there, and obviously I had a Nintendo at my house, but when Mario 3 came out, my grandfather bought a copy for us, and it was to share. So anytime I was over there with him, like, we were going to share, right? Because I didn't have the game yet, so it was just, when he's here, you got to share with him. So I'm over there. Okay. He's playing one player. Obviously, I'm going to be player 2. He disconnects the controller, and I'm like, well, do I get to play? And he was like, no. And then I can't remember if he shoved me or if he just said something else. So I just he turned and looked at me, and I just balled my fist up, punched him right in the face.
Yes.
His nose started bleeding because he always had a problem with nosebleeds anyway. Like if it was too
good, and he gave him another problem.
If it was too hot outside, his nose would bleed. Anyway, like punched him in the face. He was bleeding everywhere. But luckily, my grandma and I'm sure other people's grandmothers had like those little plastic like runners that went through all the house. It's like a little walkway. Just to kind of protect the carpet or whatever. So he like bled.
I still got a runner.
He bled all over that and like went outside, and then that was the turning point of our relationship together. Like he never messed with you again. No, because it had shifted. Now I had become the alpha.
Good.
I had become the alpha. So I didn't torment him as much as he did me, but still, like that's how I dealt with shit when I was a kid.
That's how you got to do it. I mean, if you let somebody bully enough and they're going to keep going and going. But yeah, when they get put in their place, they usually do stop. And see, and Grimbot was looking at it in a positive way. I said, if you punched him in the throat, he said he punched him in the throat, and then he died. And then he's like, and then he bled to death. But no, I mean, we're not going to.
Well, I was going to say, like, kids at home, don't use violence.
Yeah.
And obviously, the older you get, the worse that scenario can be. So don't go around punching people as much as you would like to, and I'm sure we're somewhere through this door and in the kitchen, Emily's probably, if she heard that, she's probably, you're not gonna think about punching somebody in the face, but yeah, don't be fine.
You definitely don't want people walking all over you, but no, we're not saying, like,
took care of it though. but don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, we all have our different ways. Yeah, mine did end up usually being the throat or the balls or something where I'd punch somebody. I did do, I don't know. It's not being violent, but it makes people stop.
Self-defense.
But that's
Self-defense.
It's self-defense, but yeah, I ain't saying go around beat the shit out of people.
Make them make the first move. Then.
Yeah, they make the first move. You defend yourself. That's fine.
Create a character.
Yep.
Oh, you cut all.
And that's why
all these out. All right.
Yeah, mine are all out because I entered that thing.
Oh, so this was like a straight-up contest. I did not know that.
Yes, this is the whole create a character contest, the whole thing where it all started from. They had it here. They also had the stuff in the newspaper, which I have those things talking about it. And of course, it was the Fearless Photog who won, which we never got in figure form, unfortunately. But this was a fun little a 2-page thing. You'll see this page here, and there's another one where they gave you some example parts. I was a lazy little bastard, so I actually just used these parts. I used the red guy. I cut it all there, put it together, send it. I don't even remember the crappy name I gave him, but I didn't draw nothing because I couldn't draw.
Do you remember what his special power was?
Nope. I don't remember any of it. All I remember is I remember cutting up, and that's why these pages don't exist. I remember cutting out the reds. I don't know what I called them. Send it in, and of course, you ain't gonna win. None of the kids who did that won.
I think I would have went with he's kind of like blue. Silver, I guess he looks more like a knight. I kind of like that look a lot. The green-headed guy looks just like he's too happy. That doesn't really work for me.
Yeah, I don't like the green, and I even gave a theory. A lot of people seen it like, oh my God, Joe, you could be right. When the Create a Character contest came back around for the Classics line, one of the characters that was introduced was from Scott Knightlick, and it was the Mighty Spector.
Thanks, Scott.
Go to the next page, because when I put these pictures together and gave a hypothetical drawing, they're like, oh my God, that could have been an example. Because he said he remembered something from when he was a kid and create a character. I was like, I can see what obviously it looks like he did. He took the purple arms from these characters here, put it on there, onto that white silhouette there, put the legs, probably took that blue suit there, put it on there, colored it purple, put his in the center where there's that lightning bolt, put the little spade thing, and then on the face, he probably just colored that white part purple with a little black thing to make the Mighty Spector. I was like, because all the parts were right there available, and it almost looked exact. When I showed that, a lot of people said, damn, Joe, that might actually be something. So that was my theory of how he came up with it as a kid, was just use those parts, put it together, colored one thing different, bam. Because it's purple, it's simple, it's nothing. It even has a bald head. If you look at the Mighty Spector, it'd be just like that white thing right in the background with that little bald head. It's simple enough to do, and just color goofy little, those eye marks. And that's it. And that's what you get. So I don't have my pages because
Thanks,
of that.
Scott. But I like how this cuts this in half. What's wrong with these war?
Hold on, I got to wait till that comes up. Because
yeah, it's like everybody's got something wrong with them.
Because look what I have. All I have since I ripped everything out is I have Rior's. I have the other part
you
of
have
that
the other
page.
half. Okay.
Yeah, because I have the other half. But it was what's wrong with these warriors, and they all have something different. It's a shame that I should have made a little collage picture. Well, I could have went to heman.org and I could have put it all together, because on the other part you see.
I guess I could have done that at some point. So Joe, there you go. There's your next custom. Just put a boxing glove on Fisto. Done.
Put a box, give a blender to Trapjaw. Orko has legs there. You can see the eyes of Triclops. He-Man's got a different color. Look how small Battle Cat is. What the hell? Evelyn with a light bulb. Man-at-Arms has a plunger on the other page, and Skeletor has jingle bells like on his hood thing, and he's wearing ice skates. Those were fun. I always did like what is wrong with these.
They're fun, but I think it would have gone a longer way if some of them didn't have anything wrong with them. But, I like Man-at-Arms with a plunger. There's another custom idea for you, Joe.
Yeah, see, it'd be easy. So there you go. You got a plunger. Yeah, I just noticed. I thought I seen something else within looking at the others, but I didn't. So those were fun. I always loved the what's wrong with these pictures.
And I always like the Choose Your Own Adventure books a lot as well.
And I still forgot to show that. I told you I want to do it because I have, I think, the second volume. It's 5, 6, 7, 8 for the books for the Dungeons and Dragons one. I do have the Choose Your Own Adventures for those. Those are pretty cool. So I do have.
And in case you couldn't tell what was wrong with those warriors, we get the answers all right here.
Yeah, and they do. They give all the answers. And hello, Zamir, for joining us in the chat room. But yeah, they would usually give all the answers, let you know what was wrong. Now, just to let you see, some things I didn't like filling in, and I did not fill in my Roboto word search.
Oh,
I didn't want to do that.
well,
Some things, I guess you didn't get to see me be a moron circling wrong names.
We could find a few things on here right now. Like I see Battle Cat in that first row on the left going down. What else can we find?
The hell is
Joe?
Sega? Wait, what in the hell am I looking at? Hold on.
What?
Oh, okay, I didn't even look. They're telling you what to find in there. Because I always thought it was like everything that had to do with He-Man and...
Yeah, you don't see the list of words right there that says armor, assault vehicle, battle cat, bravery?
God, I didn't even pay attention. Oh, God.
Joe,
okay,
do you know how word searches work?
No, I'm not that bright. I guess I just didn't pay attention. Jesus, God.
Yeah.
What was I supposed to pay attention
so you
for?
gotta find those words. Let's see. Well, there's strength. I found that one. That's kind of about in the middle. Well, not necessarily the middle. It's like what
the hell did
like
armor?
7 rows down.
Oh wait, I'm looking at your screen right there. Okay, I was like, wait a second. I circled off armor, and then I looked at the screen, and you have it up there. Armor is there, so that's a fake circled off that they gave as a example. That actually looked like somebody really circled it off. I was like, hey, I did do one, and I seen it there. I was like, oh, I guess I didn't. So you could find them all. I
circled it too, Joe.
I think one of my favorite parts when we get to it when we get to the next part is going to be that advertisement for the He-Man and She-Ra Secret of the Sword.
I'll go ahead and switch over to that now. So go ahead and start talking about it, Joe.
Well, I remember getting the mini comic for free. I mean, excuse me, not mini comic, comic book at the theaters when you went to go see Secret of the Sword. And I remember being dropped off with my sister. She hated the cartoon. She didn't like He-Man and any of that stuff. And after the movie was over, she gave me her copy, so I have 2 copies of it. But there was something I thought so cool about, and I wish Grimbot would be here. I felt like I've seen that He-Man somewhere else, but this is different than how they looked. I'm trying to get it. Oh shit! You have it on the screen. Jesus, I'm a moron.
What are you doing, Joe?
The comics cover was not like that. They were. It was like a different way they were drawn. It was more like the cartoon. But there was something cool about that He-Man and She-Ra, especially He-Man, that I always loved so much as a kid. And his sword was a little different. I can't explain why, but I loved that piece of art so much growing up. And I still do. I think it's a great piece of art, but it is different from the actual copy that we got. So I'm curious. I was just waiting for Grim to show up and say if that He-Man was somewhere else. Sometimes things look from... Let me see. Wait, he said, yeah, you saw him in the license kit. Oh, but it wasn't exactly drawn like that, Grimbot. I mean, I know the pose, but was everything the same? I guess I have to find out, because nowadays I felt like, obviously a kid I didn't, but if he's saying it's from the license kit, maybe that's why it's a little more familiar in the head for now. I don't know.
What did your sister do when she went with you to this? I mean, did she sit quietly, or was she like audibly?
She was quiet. I mean, while I'm getting geeked up and yelling and getting into it, I mean, she is basically just sitting there. No enthusiasm when it's over, because she's older than me. She had to make sure, walk me out to get out of the theater.
So she was just babysitting you. That's it.
Oh, God. And now that you say it, she was babysitting. Man, you think about it. I was like, hey, me and my sister went and got dropped.
So
no, we didn't go.
I'm sure she probably got paid a little bit to...
Son of a gun. So she was like, here's your extra comic or something. I don't care. Yeah. I mean, if there was texting back then, she definitely would have been texting in the theater or something. So, but still, it was fun to see it in the theater. And yeah.
And that was the end. We got the back page here with that Hot Wheels railroad freight yard. I don't know. Now I'm getting all flustered. How do word searches work, Joe? I never had any interest in those play sets, but now we can actually talk about the posters, since we missed out on that the last time. So obviously you get a poster of the cover that we had, which is beautiful artwork.
And I had to put these part because they were all. Hold on, I think I kind of trying to get mine out, but yeah, I mean it's beautiful pieces by Earl Norm, but mine all had. Do I still have the tape? Oh Jesus, I'm losing everything. I still got my. Oh shit! Oh no, I'm here.
Yeah.
Like I said, the corners still have the tape on them, but I tried to take care of them as good as I could. Oh shit, almost lost it. I did almost lose it there. But like I said, I still have my posters, but yeah, the corners got all not too bad. I guess the corners are still good condition. Yeah. But yeah, there's the one with Roboto that I have, and oh wait, you were showing Spydor.
Yeah,
well,
I was showing the cover. I'll switch over to Roboto now, which is
Well, I'll get my Spydor one too. Oh, look, this one unfortunately, he did suffer a little bit of corner.
That's a good rip right there.
It's a good rip because I didn't use staples. I used good old tape, and that tape stuff to good old.
Yeah, you do what you do when you're a kid.
Yeah, you're enjoying it. If you're a kid, you might as well enjoy that stuff. I mean, hell. So yeah, I took out I think all my posters, and yeah, now they're great pieces of art that you wish you wouldn't messed up, but you can still find some good condition. I'm sure magazines online to where they would look nice. You fix that.
Yeah. I love the posters. The posters are fantastic. That's a nice plus to have in a magazine like that.
Hell yeah! Picture being a kid though, and just having those things just loaded up on your walls. I mean, they were all on any spare space I had. My posters were everywhere, or putting them on the doors. You love displaying that stuff. That's what I mean. Kids ain't getting that nowadays either. So, help something return. That'd be cool. It'd be nice to see a magazine somehow return one day with beautiful art where it looks like they're engaging in battle and not just, posing. Like, I think that's the thing with the art that upsets me a little bit. And I'm not saying everybody, but sometimes you get, official art and it looks like the characters from Masters of the Universe are just looking at the screen or looking at you. It's like, all right, can I see them engaging in battle? Or even if there's a battle, they're not looking at each other. They're like looking off to the side. I'm like, what are you looking at? It's like, I want to feel like, I can believe you're in a battle, not just all posing in battle. It's, I don't know, like more glamour shots.
And that's what made Earl Norham's work fantastic.
Exactly. And let me see. Grim says he sent me something on Facebook, so I'm going to take a look. He might have shown. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll wait a second. Then I might. It's similar. Shit. Could you, Grimbot, can you send that to Nathan? Because then Nathan could pop that up. Because that does look like what I was just talking about, but it's drawn different. Like the one here, it's like a similar pose, but new colored. So if he sends that to you, let me know, Nathan, and then you could pop it up on the screen. But okay, I guess even the sword has that it's like a diamond design in a way in the middle. So now I see what he's talking about. Okay. Because I know that was, I thought on some cards too back then. I know that I seen that on some kind of cards.
And I guess,
I know.
I guess while we kind of wait for that, Fedmon wanted me to switch to that poster again, so I'll do that. If you guys got any questions for us, go ahead and start to get those lined up in the chat room, and then I'll work on when Grim sends me that, getting it on. Well, he just sent it to me, so there we go.
Okay.
So give me.
Trying to fix the tissue on my forehead for a second. It was fallen. My mask would have been falling off. And you could maybe even read some of the questions from last week or comments from last week's episode. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, whether it's for the cartoons, comics, mini comics, something about He-Man, or even other stuff, pop some in the chat room right now. We'll cover some of those now before we get off here in a little bit. And I'm going to take a quick sip because I don't like dead space. And yeah, you let me know when you get that picture, and then
all right.
You can get some of those questions from last week.
Here we go. Go ahead and get that on the screen right there.
And then you could see how that's similar. Like, I'll hold up my thing so they can look at what's on the screen and this at the same time. Or,
well, I mean, I can here. You don't have to hold it up, Joe. I can do this.
Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you got the magic of double things. So
you keep forgetting that I can do this.
Yeah, I know everything Joe does is all ancient and old. So it's like, hey, look, I'll hold the magazine.
A little compare and contrast.
Yeah, so I could see what he's talking about. So they did take that pose and they kind of just, tweaked it like they do. They've done that with a lot of the pictures where it's the similar pose and switch it up. But, okay, there you go.
There we go.
But, yeah, I did. I always like that piece. Thanks for sharing that, Grim, so at least now people can see the side-by-side. Fedmon says...
I want to say really quick, too, I appreciate you guys doing your detective work this week and giving us stuff and being, hey, Kurt's not a fucking liar. He told the truth.
There you go. No, that is cool. That's what I like. I love the interaction like that because then we can find out something. I know the kid in the first issue was still alive.
He had to have been.
He saved his brother from a lion. He would have been dead. But Fedmon said, does that look like a horde bat on Spydor's head to you. No, that actually, believe it or not, that reminds me, and this is where I could be wrong, but Skeletor had some kind of like bats, I thought, on his boots and some of the earlier stuff. That reminded me of some of his yellow boot bats. Or, yeah, in a way. You know that, like, right there on Spydor. I don't know what they got the design from, if it was maybe from some of the early Skeletor designs or what made him do it, but not as much a horde. I mean, you guys will see what I mean. I'm trying to find something with the horde on it so you can see there's usually a vast difference. But, I mean, I can kind of see what you mean, Fedmon, but I think that's more maybe from when it was painted yellow, if you know what I'm talking about, if that sounds nuts. Hopefully Grimbach or somebody can back me up, but I thought the bats on Skeletor's boots and some of the earlier, not only just concept stuff, but some of the earlier comics I thought were drawn yellow. And I thought it was similar to that. That's just me right now kind of guessing, but I thought it was. So, all right, but thank you for that, Fedmon. Of course, Papa Hut says, now I want a Spydor, but go ahead.
It's kind of, I'll lump most of the comments on last week's video. Everyone liked Clamp Champ, the Ninja mini comic that Tyler had in his brain that was about... What you'd say that was probably about 50% finished, right? It was kind of getting there. And I'll do the Tyler thing. I want to say slightly disappointing at the views for that one. We thought it would do a little bit better than that. You guys just need to go and just watch it again. Just get the view count up there. But Captain Chronic said, "Great show, guys. What's your opinion on the Mondo Master stuff? I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts on these figures. I think they look great. The price point's not ideal, and some of the things that they like, it was a nice touch including the vintage head with the He-Man figure, but it just doesn't work for that at all. It sticks out like a sore thumb. But everybody else looks pretty good.
They're great, and like I said, for the money, that is one thing that's worth its money. Those things, like I said, are heavy, they're big, they got so many interchangeable pieces. I mean, and that's the ones that the Skeletor and He-Man head that are vintage style do not fit the aesthetic of that design. It's like, no, the new heads they made for those Mondo figures are beautiful, but they give you a lot for your money, so it is worth it. You got the money?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, those Mondo things are freaking amazing.
Yeah, if you wanna drop the how much are they at first?
I think they're $150, but
the prices on those are going up if they're not in stock anywhere. You go to eBay, out the ass.
But some people were getting those suckers at GameStops for $89, $90. So some place had them on sale, so you could get some deals. And real quick, Fedmon, no, when I'm talking about the bat, I'm not talking about the bat on Skeletor's armor, Fedmon. I am talking about the boots in the comics. If you look in some of the early Alcala comics, you will see a panel where it shows that yellow bat on his boots. And even Grimbot said, yeah, he thinks even the Lords of Power photos might have had them. But trust me, if you go back, Fedmon, and check it out, you'll see what I mean. There were yellow bat designs on Skeletor's boots in some of those early mini comics, if I'm not mistaken. Not to sound nuts. And one quick one from Adam before I get to you.
I might have to check the GameStops around here. But because they were on clearance, so they had to have been in the store for a while and then got clearance down. So when I went before the pandemic really started hitting into full swing here in the States, like, I never even saw that anywhere because I would have noticed that if I went in there and saw it and been like, oh, wow.
My GameStops never had them. Yeah. We never had those. We never had the Mega Construct Grayskulls that people were getting for almost nothing. People were even getting those super cheap, the Mega Constructs Castle Grayskulls. So
your mileage may vary. Why MMV?
Yeah, but shit, like I said, but unfortunately, just nothing here. I told you, my area just sucks for getting anything. People were getting, like, I think they even had some giant, not that I buy it, because I don't give a crap, but they had giant Funko Disco Skeletor pops or something at those GameStops. Like, well, we never got that either, so, yeah, never got any of that. And, okay, here, this is what I meant. Not only for the Lords of Power, but I know it was in the mini comics. If Grimbot, could you send that?
I got you.
Okay. Like I said, so even this is slightly different, but I guess that's what was in my head, was all that extra, like with the bat, with all the extra little wing tips. There was multiples on that Spydor one, and this here. I still wish I could find the one that I was talking about from the Alcala mini comics. I thought it was one where he was God, where Beastman and Beastman grabbed Tila, and I swear Skeletor was walking and it was in the shadows. I don't know. Could be
I'm
making
just
shit up
putting
again.
this image over top of it since this is the end of the show. Kind of give you the idea. I have to keep adjusting it because it's a massive image. There we go.
Okay. But yeah, see what I mean? That's what I meant when I was talking about the boots. But I know what you mean too, Fedmon, about the armor, because as you can see, even like that on his armor, but of course the figure has armor. I mean the bat, but it's purple, on the figure. Now that would have been a creepy ass kind of figure to get too. But let's see, were there any other questions before? I think Adam Gabbert had one for you. Said, Nathan, you didn't say the shirt I gave you for your birthday from where on the podcast if you saw that the shirt was ordered from eBay and it took a while to come to the U.S. from Portugal. Okay. All right, so you got it from Portugal.
That's where it came from. Okay, he got it from there on eBay and then mailed it to me.
All right. My birthday is coming Tuesday for Adam Gabbert. So, happy early birthday, Adam, because, it will be quite a few days before we'd get to the next episode to say happy birthday. So, happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Yes. Papa Hud says, Joe, you're going to customize Origin's He-Man's head. I don't know. I mean, I think I hate his hair the most.
Just do it. He looks like he's just trying to squeeze out a big shit. That's what he looks like. He looks like he's just grunting and just looks distraught.
I might try something. I mean, definitely Skeletor got the new head because he needed it. He-Man, I want to accept this, but it's just I'm not a fan of the hair, and then they just didn't capture the grimmest face. Like you said, it's not kind of like I'm ready to kick ass like how the original He-Man was with that teeth. This one, you're right, it's getting get a different little impression off of that grimace. I'll see what I could do though. Maybe I'll figure out something.
Yeah, Grim wanted me to upload this mini comic page really quick, so I will do that.
Yeah, just to show I guess I'm not a lunatic.
There
but okay, I got that 10-second delay, so I haven't got it yet. Once I get it, then I'll be able to see. And I will. I'll make a new head. I'll see what I can do for He-Man. But I want to see the picture when it should be up here in a few seconds, just to know I'm not insane. Yeah, there you go. See? Yeah, see, I knew I wasn't nuts. Yeah. All right, that was the image. So like kind of like bats on his boots. It's different ways how they show it a couple times. I know it's not exactly like that one on Spydor, but at least I wasn't crazy. I knew he had bats on his boots. I think even the Lords of Power figures that'll be coming out, that special 5-pack, I think they might even painted the bats on his boots for that those exclusives. So, but that's pretty much it. So, Nathan, anything else in closing before we wrap this up?
Check out all the links down below. I think the GoFundMe is still going on for Renee Chavez, who we told you guys last week passed away from complications from COVID. So make sure you click on that, and if you can spare any money to donate, please do so. Check us out on Podbean. All the links are down there. Buy one of Joe's t-shirts. Hit him up for a custom. Join our Facebook page. All that good stuff.
Definitely. And I'll have plenty of Skeletor heads I'm going to be trying to pop out. I have a whole bunch of orders. I didn't expect that response when I did it. I appreciate everybody for, ordering one. And, okay. Well, just wanted to say, wait, what did Fedmon had one last thing? Joe, if you just gritted your teeth, we can't see that because of the mask. If you want to try again with the mask, no, won't be seeing that. So I do want to thank everybody that joined us here in the chat room. It's always a blast having you. We learned something new here. We found out that a kid wasn't a liar. He was telling the truth, so we appreciate that.
I don't.
And Grimbot,
I don't. I wanted you to be a liar, Kurt.
They kept saying, let it go, just let it go. But we do appreciate you here every week, and for those who catch us, of course, later on in reruns, and appreciate you too as well. So anybody new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell so you can always be notified when we go live. And until next time, have a powerful day.
I forgot to come up with a wrestling trivia question.
Great, Nathan. Can't come with something on the spot or fly or a video game thing? Something?
No. I'm still flustered about the Kurt thing. And what's his face? Billy, what's his name? Being 15 and writing into the magazine. Saying that he thinks that he's too old.
Who was that liar? Let me look at that again. I gotta see what this lying little fucking
magazine's full of liars, Joe.
Oh, that was Rodney
yeah,
Niles.
Rodney.
We gotta find Rodney. 15 years old. I might be too old. No, you might not be. You were too old. 15 years old and you're right into He-Man? Yeah. Holy piss. Thanks, Rodney. We're going to find you.
See you next week.